What's up, guys? Oldhead Mike here. Welcome to my review for His House 2020 on Netflix right now. Let's go.
Sorry that you get attacked by a werewolf and you into the woods.
So, His House is a paranormal haunted house style ghost movie released last year in 2020, directed by Remy Weeks. This is his feature-length directorial debut. Stars Sope Dirisu and Wunmi Mosaku. Apologize if I get those wrong. Wunmi was one of the starring roles on the incredible Lovecraft Country on HBO. If you have not seen that, it is fantastic sci-fi horror. Also deals with a lot of racism in the 1950s. I did an episode by episode review on my other channel before I moved all my horror stuff here. If you want to go check that out, I'll put the link down below. If you haven't seen Lovecraft Country, please go check it out. It was one of the best shows that came out last year, if not the best show. Absolutely incredible. Also, sidecast, you do get Matt Smith. That's right, the 11th Doctor, one of the best doctors on Doctor Who. So I was super excited to see him here. He's a very strong actor and he did great in this film. Also, real quick, if you want to stab that subscribe button for all your horror needs, check out my other links and my metal channel down below, and possibly my Patreon to help support the channel. But let's dive into the film. So the film follows a couple who are escaping from Sudan. They're seeking refuge in England. They also lose their daughter on the trek there in the water. Their boat crashes and a bunch of people drown. Very sad, very sad. Once they get there, they're in jail, for a little bit, but then they get placed in a sort of a halfway house kind of thing on a probation where they're expected to basically just stay there and just try to fit in and not mess with anyone in order to give them asylum. It's a ratty place. There's holes everywhere, roaches and bugs and stuff. Things are falling apart, but you get to see that these characters are really happy to be there from all the death and destruction that they were facing from their home country at the time. Slowly, though, things start to fall apart even more physically and also metaphorically when the characters start feeling a presence. There's something there. They start seeing and hearing things in the walls and in the dark, people muttering and whispering to them. The film uses the dark very well, honestly, in surprising ways compared to other haunting style movies. I'm so used to these types of films, when you see a character standing there and there's a dark hallway in the background, my eyes start to focus there. I'm like, wait, something's gonna come out. But there are some genuine surprises here. You do see something move in that dark hallway, but then so you're sitting there focused on it, you're like, it's gonna pop out again, and then something else moves across the screen from the side, which really gave me chills when it happened. But also instead of the typical whoosh jump scare sound, it also, the entity was muttering and made some vocalization noises that is one of the most absolutely terrifying things in ghost horror, like Mama or the Babadook, when he's ba ba, that when they start making noises, that's when it gets ugh. And also, while I'm not really an analysis or theory channel, I try to keep my reviews light and fun and sometimes a little funny. I do want to point out that I did feel some strong allegories to racism and metaphors about immigration here. The characters are always mentioning, why are you not fitting in? Why are you not adapting? Because they're sitting there scared for their lives. In one scene, the couple burns all their belongings that they brought over from their country in an attempt to try to get rid of the spirits that are haunting them. They think one of their items is maybe possessed or something, and this in effect destroys who they were, and so now they're in effect fitting in. Just some interesting things to think about while you're watching this film. And I don't want to give away any spoilers, but this film takes a very, very dark turn near the end, or at least even just halfway. So it's not your typical ghost haunting story. I will tell you that. It reveals why the couple is actually cursed, with these entities, and makes the film kind of feel very somber and no matter how it turns out, nobody wins here. It's just a very, very tragic story. Also, the entities here are very well done. I don't think I saw any CGI. It's all practical effects. So there's not much to take you out of the story while you're watching it. There's one entity near the end that is on screen for like a good minute. You know, it's like the main one. So it's very convincing effects. They kind of felt inspired by like the demons from Insidious, like that kind, where it's just like skin crawling, you know. Ugh, truly terrifying stuff. So I felt drawn to the screen the whole time during this film. It's relatively short. I think it was only like an hour and a half. So definitely recommend this ghost story. I give it a very strong 8 out of 10. So if you guys have not seen his house, go check it out. Come back, let me know what you think. If you have saw it, drop some comments down below. Again, stab that subscribe button for me, helps me out a ton. Check out my socials and my metal channel down below, and possibly my Patreon to help support the channel. Shout out to all my Patreon subscribers. They mean a lot to me, helps me out. So other than that, let me know if there's anything you want me to review. Oldhead Mike signing off, reminding you, never too old for this.
Someday, love will find you. Bring